Welcome back to Steele and Vance. You know, we're starting to get a little numb to these visuals, Linda, of what has been happening since Saturday. Israeli forces fighting back against Hamas terrorist attacks on Saturday, and some of the horrifying stories ever since.
Yeah, and I'm not numb to it. I am really sickened by it. I am worried. I'm depressed. Over 3,000 people, I think, now have lost their lives. We have countless number of people taken hostage. Stories of atrocity. I don't even know how those journalists can go through these homes with blood smeared all over the floors. But it has impacted people right around the world.
Yeah.
We saw a big rally in Vancouver where we had a couple of thousand people out at Jackpool Plaza. And there is a connection locally because we have a young Vancouver man.
Yes.
His name is Ben Mizrachi. He actually is confirmed as one of the victims. I believe there are 3 Canadians now. That number may have changed.
Confirmed. Melanie Joly would not confirm the third, but presumed dead or taken hostage. But certainly, friends of friends, 1 degree of separation to Ben all over the city, and certainly Canadians feeling for the families impacted, airlifting Canadians out of Tel Aviv right now.
Which is exciting for a lot of people. Like our next guest, Annie OHANA is a teacher in Surrey. She has family who is in the war zone right now in Israel. Annie, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here.
Tell us about the background. Why is your family there? What's happening?
Yeah, so a lot of my family do live there. We're Moroccan Jews by origin, but most of my family do live in the Israel part of Israel-Palestine. My parents were visiting for the high holidays. So currently they are stuck. We're hoping to get them out on one of the military transports. We're waiting, we're seeing, but somehow to get them out of there because tensions are very high. There is still rocket fire going into a number of different areas from the north as well. Yeah. So unfortunately, as much as the initial attack by Hamas is over, it certainly doesn't mean that we're not in for a pretty long haul war, perhaps.
We only have like 10 minutes
to
talk with you about this. So what is the most important thing as a teacher? Educate us. What's the most important thing for us and our viewers to understand about what's happening?
Do your research, do your homework, number one. Don't just take the propaganda or the one sentence, the one-liners. There's a lot of trauma to this. So my family's traumatized. There are Palestinians are everybody's traumatized. Yeah. That this has been going on for a very long time. The root causes of this are very deep indeed. But at the end of the day, I wore this human shirt for a purpose. Don't just look at who's on what side. Look at the humanity. There are innocent civilians. There are my family. We knew Ben, right? That my family has passed away. There are people that will have to deal with this for centuries to come. There are Palestinians that do centuries to come. What's going on with our governments? What are they doing to actually keep us safe, to build peace, true peace, right? To talk about the occupation, which is a very real thing, right? So this is all really important topics, and I want Canadians or anybody watching to know you need to keep pushing for those conversations. Don't just think that, one attack or one war, one thing is going to deal with this. The answer will never be by bullets. It hasn't been. It's not going to be in the future. And I hope that gives us hope as Israelis, as Jews, as Muslims, as Palestinians, as whatever you call your faith, your creed, that I want to see the humanity in somebody else. That's what gives me hope. Not in telling me that I have an enemy. That's not going to solve anything.
Yeah, and you were in Palestine in February, and so it must be, there must have been tension even then. Because Hamas is saying they've been planning this for quite a long time, apparently. It must be quite something to live with that uncertainty all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. There were attacks when we were there, smaller scale. We also witnessed settler violence as well, to be very clear, right? In Hebron, in other areas where you have people that live with impunity. They don't follow the law, any law. And so that's also of concern. So the attacks are ongoing. And so people need to understand that it's this perpetual cycle of trauma and we need to get out of it.
So you're a teacher. You know how to explain the inexplicable
or try
but to small children who or young people right now who are consuming on social media. I've seen some things roll through my feed that I was like, whoa, that would have come with a warning, that would have been blurred, we're seeing some unbelievable atrocities unfold in front of us. How do we manage that with our kids, with our teens? Do we shut it off?
I think we have to be careful because it triggers. And when you keep playing that, that's all people remember. Well, that's all Israelis are. That's all Palestinians are. And we're kind of seeing that, these stereotypes. And so we have to be very careful about that. Always, a warning. You don't have to always show the shock. I'd rather focus on the good, right? There are helpers.
Yeah.
There are heroes
look for
that
the
went
helpers.
that saved families through the attack. There are heroes in Gaza. There are heroes everywhere that are trying to fight for the greater good.
Ben
so
was a
I
hero.
Think Ben is a hero.
Ben was a hero. He
Yeah.
stopped to help his friend. That's
Absolutely. So we have to find that balance of truth, but also then how do we, and to also arm our students, being maybe a pun intended, but like building our students with the right skill sets to see themselves as helpers and doers, and to say, okay, this is happening. How do I deal with it? Because trauma is so hard to unpack, and it does. We lend more to violence. We go towards like just reactionary rather than actual planning and thinking, okay, and also not to let ourselves, I want our kids to humanize other people. I do not want to hear dehumanizing language. You have a problem with someone. How do you resolve it? Whether it's a bully in the class or two
Or it's my
nations at
side
war.
versus your side because I said.
You know what's hard right now, though, and the original intent
Yes.
of you coming in studio
Yes.
was because as a queer educator, I mean, I was seeing so many steps forward for the LGBTQ community and the trans community. There was more acceptance and tolerance, and then all of a sudden, Trump and a bunch of other things, and we have gone way backwards.
Yes.
Let's just play a little video from some of these
absolutely.
SOGI protests. And this was something that we were
Do you
seeing.
have a child? No, but do you have a child in school? Do you know what
For
the curriculum
weeks.
is?
Yeah.
I know
Months.
what the curriculum
I have a
is.
kid in school.
People yelling at each other, people suddenly saying that the LGBTQ community, trans people didn't deserve a place in society. And as a queer teacher, how dangerous did it get for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, because I think this needs to be said. If people have concerns, that's absolutely fine. Come talk to us. You have a book, whatever it is. We're listening. We promise we're listening. And so those are all conversations that I think parents need to have. Parents belong in our schools, all of that. But the attacks on me and other people being called groomers and pedophiles and that being published, anti-Semitic attacks. You want to talk about what's going on in the Middle East? Like that being part of some chats that people have sent my way. So this is of concern.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Right? Absolutely. And it makes me question the reason. I can't even imagine, right? Because let's be honest, queerness and LGBTQ folks have been criminalized. And that's part of this. People might not understand that learning that somebody is different is not a problem, right? It's not, yes, it used to be criminalized. It used to be criminalized to be gay, right? It used to be in the DSM, right?
It didn't mean it didn't exist, though.
No, absolutely.
It's not grooming and choice.
No,
we had Connie Smudge on here, who spoke specifically to if grooming worked. He said, and I can say he because he's him. He said if grooming had worked, I would have been straight long ago. And he's a gay man.
Yes.
So, but with SOGI in particular,
Yes.
clarify, please,
Yes.
Annie, that
Yes.
SOGI is not about teaching kids how to be anything, but
Other than what
exactly
they are.
who they are.
Exactly.
So it's about
it has
teaching
nothing
teachers.
to do with sex.
No.
And sexual orientation is who you love. The act of love, that's a whole different conversation. And again, if there are a book or two where that seems to pop up, then let's discuss that like one-on-one.
Yeah.
Not throw vitriol and defamation and slander at each other. That's never going to solve anything. SOGI is not curriculum. It's not really even a module, but it's a way of thinking that says diversity. Just like I say that we should teach about Israel and Palestine and Croats and like you teach it all. That's what SOGI is, right? And yes, I do believe that you have to be the best she you can be. I'm a she, her. I want to be the best she, her I can be. You should be the best he you can be. Pronouns matter. We as women did not have rights until 1929 because Mackenzie King, our prime minister, said that the he in the Constitution did not, it didn't include she.
Right.
So you want to talk about the
fight for
importance
it.
of pronouns?
Yeah.
That's how you teach SOGI. You empower kids to be, and I also empower kids who are like, well, I didn't learn that. That's okay.
Yeah.
But legally speaking, we have the BC Human Rights Code. If I see a kid being or they see a kid being bullied, my question is, what do you do? And if they say, oh no, that's fine, because no, right? Like you have to step in and tell someone that another student is being attacked. Imagine if your hijab gets ripped off. Imagine if someone, burns a flag, right? Like all these things are wrong. We need, no matter if we agree with that or not, we need to report it. We need to talk about it. Yeah. So that's what SOGI actually is. There's so much misinformation out there, but I have to draw a line that when you're attacking teachers, when you're making remarks that are Islamophobic, anti-Semitic, whatever it is, right? Homophobic, all these kinds of things, you are in the wrong. That is not the way to better our education system. And you're giving a bad example to your children that attacking other people is okay.
We only have about 30 seconds, but I'm guessing that kids are not born hating
Nope.
people. They are taught
Nope.
to be intolerant.
Exactly. Exactly. And in all these situations, the intolerance seems to be at a very high level.
Yeah.
So we need to do our job every day to show kids that diversity is okay, that difference is okay, and then how to resolve our differences without turning to, and again, my final point would be, please parents, talk to your teachers.
Talk to your teachers.
But realize it's a very dangerous time. A lot of us feel unsafe.
Yeah.
And
So
just so you
have
know
that
that this
combo.
one right here is up for the
Oh,
Nobel of Teaching. Let's put up that board real quick. Look at
Global
this. The global-
Teaching Prize. You
Yikes.
are shortlisted.
Yes,
And this would be like $1 million. This is hurrah. How do you feel about it?
I'm humbled. I'm up against like crazy, incredible educators.
Like
You're
you.
crazy incredible.
I have no idea if I'm going to
You
make the top 10, I think in
Yes,
about
you
a
will.
week or so. But I think proof positive, but what we do matters.
Yeah.
That when people say things about other people, do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research, right?
Be educated.
Be educated.
Best of luck to you and
Thank
your
you so
family.
much.
I hope
Thank
they
you.
get home
Yeah.
on a plane safe
Yeah.
and sound this
Yeah.
weekend.
And
Annie,
safe and sound for everybody.
thank you so much. We'll get you back in.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Annie
you.
OHANA, a teacher in Surrey.
Beauty
Love it.
within and beauty outside, and always available to us. Your second appearance on the show. So when you win that Nobel, you
She's
come
gonna
back
win $1
here
million
and
bucks.
tell us about it.
Still ahead, some of the world's most beautiful women are saying no to makeup and yes to gray hair. Woo! We're talking about that next.